I switched to decaf, so I don't even really know why I'm drinking this, but it tastes good. Had to lay off the caffeine. All right, so glove up while I'm waiting for everybody to get here. There we go. Oh, I wish I had time to wait for people, but today I don't, because I've got to get going. Hey, welcome. Just doing my staining. Sorry I'm a little earlier than usual today, but I got back in the gym this week and my old body is very angry with me, so I have a massage appointment this afternoon at 1:30, and that person's already gone. So alright, let's see. Morning or afternoon. Is it afternoon? It is afternoon, right? Just barely afternoon. Got a lot of stuff to stain up today and get tongue oiled. Hey, what's up, everybody? I got a lot of stuff to get tongue oiled and stained this morning, and not a whole lot of time to do it in because I have got a massage appointment at 1:30 today because I was stupid and decided to hire a personal trainer. Hey, Poppy, what's going on? Be right back. I gotta go put this in the drying room. I'll be back and forth. All right. Yeah, I got a bunch of white ash Uwara and oak and Epay. I got all kinds of stuff I gotta tongue oil up this morning. So, you know, super exciting stuff as always. It's always non-stop excitement on my live streams. You know, just a portly middle-aged man oiling wood. You know, good times. But these are white ash. I already made some bigger white ash Uwara, but somebody had asked why I didn't do any pocket Uwara. So these are the 6-inch pocket Uwara. These are white ash. Not super easy to find these days. All right, I'm gonna put this up. Be right back. Anyway, if you're new here, I usually go live on Saturdays while I do my standing work, just to help me be less bored. So if you got any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat, or if you just want to watch me do this, I feel like it's just over watching paint dry, but if you just want to watch me do this, that's also fine. All right. That one's good to go. Oh, so many Uwara. Thank you for the likes and the hearts, everybody. All right, there you go. This is the dry room. Be right back. One more of these white ash, and then I've got some oak Uara that I'm going to be tongue oiling, and I got some new Epay. I got a new Epay style of Epay Uara, Epay wood. I bought up a bunch of it recently because that stuff is awesome. If you've never had a weapon made out of Epay wood, highly recommend it. It's really good stuff. It's super sturdy. All right, last one of the white ash. All right. And oh no, not doing Epay yet. We gotta do these. These are oak. These are based on, I did a custom order for a customer last week, and I really like the design. It has a tapered striking in on the butt, and it's got a rounded tip, so it can be used as a baton, but also can be used for that sweet, sweet back fist. See if I can not spill tung oil all over my workstation. Might be a good idea. All right, well, like I said, if you got any questions, drop them in the chat. I'm always happy to answer questions about whatever. But yeah, these are nice. I like these. They're about a little under 1/4 inch thick, 11 inches long, and they seem like they would come in handy. One more. Welcome everybody to my Saturday staining party. Super exciting. Alright, feel free to drop questions in the chat. Just doing the last one of these long oak, long reach Uara. They're kind of a cool design. Oh, yeah, that's going to be cool. I'll be cording that one up in the morning. Cording all these up in the morning, honestly. All right, now we can do the Epay. So I got one of the standard Epay. These are already up on the shop. And I've got one new kind I'll show you guys in a second. That one. And this is just the standard Epay Uara that I have already up on the shop. Just making another one of these because I sold one recently. Usually when I sell something on the shop, I just try to make another one if I have time, so that way my inventory doesn't get too low. Woot woot. And finally got this long reach Uara. I got a lot of different long reach style Uara on the shop out of exotic woods, but I didn't have one out of Epay, so figured it was about time. You guys are quiet today. If you got any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. I'm just tongue oiling up the last of these Uara, and then I got some cool steaks I'm going to tongue oil, and a pretty big broadsword waster that I made out of white ash, going to be tongue oiling that. And I got some steaks and a staff that I have to stain. So, all right, I think this one's good. Hey, there we go. Put this in the drying room. This is a cool little vampire steak. I've had some custom orders recently out of oak that I've had to kind of cut blanks for because, you know, I don't have standard blanks for some of the stuff that I get custom orders for. So I had a few cutoffs. And usually with cutoffs, I try to make something fun. I don't like wasting wood. And steaks are fun. So this is like a little primitive dagger / vampire steak. So I'll be cord wrapping the handle of this tomorrow, along with all the other steaks. Which, by the way, I go live on Sundays at 7:30 in the morning. If you're awake at 7:30 in the morning on Sundays, where I do all my finishing work. But I do make my lives available afterwards, so you can always watch them. If you miss it, you can always go back and watch it. And where did the other one? Oh, there it is. And then I made this big boy. It's just a very, very long steak. It kind of tapers outward towards the stabbing end. And gets narrower as you get to the handle. I think that's going to look cool when I get it corded up. There we go. Welcome, everybody. If you're new here, this is the Warrior Wood and Props Saturday Staining Live. I go live every Saturday while I tung oil and stain all of my finished projects for the weekend. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. I will gladly answer them. It has been a quiet group this morning for some reason. There we go. I think that's good to go. You can put this bad boy in the drying room. All right. And last, but certainly not least, I got to tung oil this really beefy broadsword waster that I made out of white ash. I got lucky with the white ash. It's really hard to get in the US these days because of there's some kind of beetle that came over here that ate up all the ash trees, so you can't really get ash in the US anymore. But I had a vendor who they work with a tree farm. They had a storm come through and a couple of ash trees went down. So I was actually able to get some ash wood, which is awesome. And it's white ash, which is so pretty. It's a little bit harder than oak. Actually, it's significantly harder than oak, and it has very good impact resistance. So yeah. Definitely good for making bokken and wasters. Already got some Musashi ore bokken I've made out of these, but I figured might as well let the HEMA, SCA, and Boohurt guys have a go at some of the white oak. And so I made this broadsword waster. And I think that'll be it for the tung oil stuff. All right. Sorry, give me 1 second. Gotta make this bad boy. There we go. Woot woot. All right, let me take these gloves off. Make sure this is closed. It's closed, yeah. Feel free to drop any questions in the chat. I will gladly answer them. You guys have been super quiet this morning. Why is everybody so quiet? All right. But yeah, my Saturday scenes, I know, not the most exciting live stream you've probably ever seen on YouTube. My Sunday lives are a little more interesting because you kind of get to see the finished product of everything I've been working on all weekend. I usually do that about 7:30 in the morning. I go live. I usually get in here about 6:30 in the morning and do the second coats of stuff that need second coats, and then I start going live with the cord wrapping and cording up Uara and all that jazz. Whatever I have to do to get things finished on Sundays. I spilled some tung oil on this screwdriver, so there we go. Woot woot. All right, you go put this away, and we'll stain some stuff. All right, got the stain. Got this steak, and nice little Donatello staff. I'm gonna be cord wrapping tomorrow that I gotta stain up. And I forgot a stir stick. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Yeah, sorry for going live early today. I started working out at the gym again this week, and my body is pissed at me. So, going to get a massage later today. So I gotta get done in time to go get my massage. Get on my hand, glove. Get on my hand. Oh. Because I'm old and my body doesn't work right most of the time. So, but I had a lot of time effing my body up, you know, like I did every combat sport known to man when I was younger, and I am paying for it in my late 40s. Okay, maybe not every combat sport known to man, but pretty close. All right, so we're gonna stir up our stain here and get these steaks stained up and this Donatello staff stained up. If I can get the lid off this goddamn thing. There we go. But while I'm doing this, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. I will gladly answer them. Help me be less bored, people. This is already boring enough for me. If this is boring for you, it's 10 times more boring for me. Getting a nice dark stain on all this stuff. And then tomorrow morning I'll be in here doing my live stream for my finishing work. Getting everything cord wrapped, the handles cord wrapped and the Uara corded up. Thinking I'm going to use blue paracord for the, or possibly black leather for the white ash, those pocket Uara. I don't know. I've got some black leather cording that I haven't really used for anything. I thought it might look good with that white ash. The longer ones I use blue paracord. Paracord's pretty reliable, so I tend to go with that for Uara, or I use cotton cord. Woot woot. All right. Let's stain these bad boys up. And this is just a pretty basic standard poplar steak. I've already got one, I think, listed up on the shop like this. So this will just go back into the inventory. I got spooky season coming. Spooky season for my shop is like Halloween season. It's just, it's like Christmas part 1 for my shop, because I make just about as many sales for Halloween as I do for Christmas. So a lot of the stuff I sell in my shop is pretty Halloween friendly. So yeah. There we go. And that'll get distressed and corded up in the morning. Be right back. All right. This one's pretty cool. This is I did like a bladed edge on one side, stabbing tip. So it's almost like a wooden knife slash vampire stake. I've done a few different styles of the kind of primitive dagger vampire stake. I think it looks pretty good most of the time, but this is oak. Like I said, I've got a lot of oak cutoffs from some custom orders that I've done recently, so don't like to let wood go to waste. So a lot of times I turn cutoffs into either Yawara or stakes, depending on what the wood feels like being. Seems like. All right, there we go. That's that one. And I know this is probably going to be a little bit of a short live stream today because, like I said, I've got places I got to be. I got one more thing to stain up here, and I'll be done. So if you got any questions, drop them in that chat for me, and I will answer as best I can. Be right back. Woot woot. And last, but certainly not least, we got this big old Donatello staff to stain up. And please forgive me if this looks obscene on camera. There's not really a non-phallic way of doing this, so please forgive me if this looks weird. That's the price you pay when you work with melee weapons. You'd be surprised how many melee weapons are oddly phallic shaped. I try not to think about it too much. But this will be a Ninja Turtle Donatello cosplay staff. Tomorrow morning, you'll get a brown cord wrap in the center of the staff for the handle. And then it should be good to go. All right. And again, sorry this is going to end up being such a short stream today, but I got to get this. My back is going to be messing with me if I don't do something about it today, so I got to go get that massage. Whoop. Hoot hoot! All right, peoples. Let me clean up a little bit here. Oh, but I've got probably about a little less than 10 minutes that I can hang out. So if you got any questions for me while I'm cleaning up, drop them in the chat, and I will gladly answer them. All right. The chat's been pretty quiet this morning. Usually people are asking me stuff by now. Just don't ask me where I'm from. People always ask me where I'm from. It's the weirdest question. Like, I don't know. It's not like I have a weird accent or anything. I don't think I do. Do I have a weird accent? There you go. Almost dropped that. That wasn't been good. Let's see. All right. You put this away. Whoa. Anyway, like I was saying, I will be live tomorrow morning at 7:30 to do finishing work on all this stuff. So if you want to see what all this stuff looks like when it's done, feel free to join me tomorrow morning if you're awake at 7:30 a.m. I know it's an ungodly hour to be for anyone to be awake and doing anything, but for some reason I never get to sleep in anymore. I have too many jobs. I got too much. Between my day job and running the shop, and then my third job of working on book stuff, I am just like overwhelmed these days. But I wouldn't give it up for anything. I love running the shop. This is the best part of my whole week is running this shop. Hopefully one of these days I'll be doing it full time. We'll see. All right. Sorry, I know this has been a really short live stream, but it looks like I am done for this week. So unless you guys have any questions for me, I'm going to pop off and clean up the shop and get ready to go get a massage. Well, I guess this is a super quiet group this morning. Anyway, let me take this bad boy off. Oh, hey, knock the table over. All right, well, thanks a lot, everybody. I'm going to go clean up the shop and pack it up and go get a massage and call it a day. But like I said, I will be live tomorrow morning around 7:30 a.m. So feel free to join me if you're available. And you get to see how all this stuff looks when it's all done. Oh, man, I am a mess. All right, take it easy, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me.